Let's begin. Today's May 15th, 2024, and we're doing the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle has 6 criteria cards and 6 verification cards. Let's go to turingmachine.info to get more details. So here are our 6 criteria cards, 6, 9, 11, 18, 19, and 22. And today's puzzle uses the yellow or orange colored verification cards. Let's go solve. So in our grid above, we have our 6 criteria cards. In the top row, we've got criteria A, B, and C. In the bottom, we've got criteria D, E, and F. Criteria A will let us know whether the middle digit, the square digit, is either even or odd. Criteria B will let us know the quantity of 3 digits in our code. Are there no 3s? Is there 1, 2, or are they all 3? Criteria D will compare the first and the middle digit, the triangle and the square, and will let us know whether the triangle should be less than the square, should they be equal, or could it be that the triangle is greater than the square. Criteria D will take the sum of the 3 digits, triangle, circle, triangle, square, and circle, will take the sum of it and will let us know whether the sum is an even or an odd quantity. Criteria E will take the first 2, triangle and square, and sum them together and compare the sum to 6. Is the sum less than 6? Is the sum equal to 6? Or is the sum greater than 6? And finally, criteria F will let us know something about the code in general, whether the numbers are ascending, as in the example 135, or they could be descending, as in the example 421, or is there no order, like in the example 231. Okay, so I'm going to start off by testing criteria A and determining whether the square digit is even or odd. Okay, so the Turing machine replied that I have an incorrect, invalid quantity. So if I look at my initial proposal of 314, notice that I chose a 1 for my square. Since the Turing machine is saying that is incorrect, it's basically saying that all odds are invalid. So therefore, square should be an even digit. So I'm going to write that down in my notes for in criteria A. So square is an even digit, and so I'm going to come up above and eliminate all of the odd digits for my square. The only valid values are 2 and 4. Okay, next, I'd like to test criteria D, taking the sum of the 3 digits and comparing them to even or odd. So let's test D. Okay, so notice that the Turing machine has accepted my proposal and saying it is valid. So if I look at my initial proposal of 314, and I add up the digits, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 4 is 8, and 8 is an even, so the Turing machine is essentially telling me, yes, the sum of the 3 digits is even. So that's what I'm going to write down in my notes for criteria D, that the sum of triangle plus square plus circle is equal to an even quantity. Okay, so let's see, what can that tell us about our overall solution? So we already know that square is an even digit, and the sum total of the 3 digits is also even. So what that tells us is that either triangle and circle are either both even or both odd. The reason is, under those circumstances, when they're both even or both odd, if you add those digits together, you get an even quantity. And of course, even plus even remains even. So in my notes, I'm going to add that triangle and circle are both, let me write it down here, are both even or odd. So we don't quite know that, but at least we kind of have an idea of what triangle and circle are. So in that case, they could either all be even, or again, triangle and circle will be odd with the middle digit being even. So let's see if we can narrow that down a bit. Let's see. Well, if there is to be an odd, potentially, so we know for, if we test criteria B, of course there can't be 3 threes, because obviously we know that the middle digit is even. There could be 2, or there could be 1, or none. So let's see, is that how I want to approach it? Yeah, let's go ahead and test criteria B and see. Hopefully there's just a single 3. Let's see. Okay, wow. All right, so that's fantastic. So we know that for criteria B, so we will say there is a single 3 in our code. Okay, so what that means is that we definitely now know that they are both odd. So let's cross out the even or, and actually technically both. Oh no, yeah, both is fine. Are both odd. Okay, so yes, so we know triangle and circle are both odd, since we do have that 3. So that means in my triangle, I'm going to get rid of the 2 evens. I'm going to cross out the 2, and I'm going to cross out the 4, and I'm going to do the same for circle. So cross out the 2 and cross out the 4. So one of these is a 3, and we know that the other cannot be 3. So either triangle is 3 or circle is 3, and then, vice versa, triangle and circle are going to be 1 or 5. Okay, well that does it for our initial proposal of 314. Now let's see, what haven't we tested, and how can we construct a good second proposal? Well, we definitely know we need to have a 3 in either the first or the last digit. What haven't we tested? We haven't tested C, comparing the first 2 digits. So we could look at that, as well as the sum and then the ordering. So let's see. Yeah, it's very interesting. C and E, obviously they're not identical, but they both use the same, 2 digits, the first and the second. So that's sort of, if you take a look, so somehow circle, the only place we see circle is really in criteria D. And so I'm thinking that somehow we're going to have to force the circle to be one of the odd digits. It could be that the sum is small enough or large enough where it forces maybe circle to be actually 3. That's a possibility. I'm trying to think of, yeah, that almost seems like that's going to be relevant somehow. Uh, and also, or potentially this ordering, whether it's, ascending, descending, or no order, will force a circle to be, again, one of those digits. So let's see. So the good thing about both of these being triangle and circle is I could kind of generate a code where, one fails and one succeeds, and yet I'm going to get good data to, I get a final solution. So I think I'm going to propose. I was hoping for 5-4, but then that would force the 3. And if I do 3-4, well, it could be 3-4-5, but it wouldn't be able. I don't know if I'd be able to distinguish between 1 and 3. So that's interesting. 3-4-5. And I think it's too soon to start listing out potential solutions. Notice I've got 3 available digits in the top row, 2 in the middle, and 3 at the bottom. So that would sort of generally yield approximately 18. Obviously, I'd be including 3s in there excessively, but so let's see. 5-4. Yeah, let's see. How about if I go low? 1-2, 3-2. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 3-2 and then 5. I'm gonna try 3-2-5. Okay. All right. So let's test the sum first, which is criteria C. Okay, so that is incorrect. So criteria C, again, if I look at my proposal of 3-2-5, I'm comparing triangle and square, and the Turing machine said, no, it is not true that triangle should be greater. Obviously, we also know that it can't be equal, right, since we got odds on top and evens in the middle. So that means that indeed triangle should be smaller than circle. So that's criteria C. So I'm going to say triangle is less than square. Okay, so if triangle is less than square, that means triangle can't be 5. That's way too big. Okay, but, and I'd have to leave, I think that's the only thing I can cancel, because that would leave me with, 1 is less than 2 and 3 is less than 4. So that's interesting. That would have to be, if I were to list out potential solutions, that's the only possibility it could be, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so let's see. Well, let's write this out. Maybe, I hope it's not too premature, but I'm going to say that the potential solutions are 1, 2, and still thinking about what the circle might be, or 3, 4. And is that right? Yeah, that's the only. Oh no, well, I guess technically I missed 1, 4. 1, 4 is the other potential, right? Because triangle needs to be less than circle. So yeah, 1 is less than 2 and 1 is less than 4, but so is 3 is less than 4. Okay, so that's how it kind of starts. Are there any? So this would actually, if it's 1, 2, the only possibility would have to be 3, right? Because we need to have a 3. Okay, here we already have a 3, and same thing for 1, 4. This would have to be a 3. So it's only 3, 4 which, wow, okay. Well, I think that's it then. 3, 4, 1 or 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, it looks like we're down to just 4 possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 4, 3. Okay, so what have we not tested? And so we haven't tested E or F, the sum. So it looks like the middle two sums are greater than 6, and the outer two are both less than 6. Okay, so that's a 50-50. Well, that's promising. And then what about how they're ordered? So this is ascending because it's 1, 2, 3. And then this is no order because it goes from 3 to 4 to then down to 1. So that's no order. This is also ascending 3, 4, 5. And this is also no order because it goes from 1 to 4 and then down to 3. So it looks like each one is going to be, either correct or wrong. It's a 50-50. So, and I don't, let's see. Now the question is, if I choose one or the other, can I deduce? And if so, which one is best to test, E or F? So this is interesting. In the two that are less than 6, oh yeah, I think it's 50-50 either way, because that'll eliminate one of them, and then the ordering will eliminate the other. I think the same is true for both. I don't think I can make any other kind of deduction where I can simply eliminate more solutions with just one test. Let's see, yeah, they all have a 3. The middle digit is even. Yeah. C, we've already sort of ordered it where the triangle is less than square. 1, 2, 1, 4, and 3, 4. Okay. And the sum of all of them is even. Yes. Yeah, because we've got those two odds for triangle and circle. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a 50-50. I don't think I can make any sort of conclusions. So let's actually go ahead and test E, the sum of the first two and comparing it to 6. Okay, so it is incorrect. Again, if I go back to my proposal of 3, 2, that is 5. That is less than 6. So that means that the sum cannot be less than 6. So it's not these outer ones. So it's not 1, 2, 3. And it's not 1, 4, 3. Okay, and I'll just write down a note here for criteria E that triangle plus square is greater than 6. Okay, so again, we know it can't be equal to 6 because there's an odd and an even in one or the other, and so it failed for it to be less than 6, so it's got to be greater than 6. And so of course, yeah, 3 plus 4 is 7, and 3 plus 4 is also 7. Okay, well, okay, yeah, so again, yeah, and then I have to test F, because this, again, is no order, and this is ascending. So let's test F out. Okay, that one we did get. And so that one was a no order. If you look at my proposal, it starts off at 3, it goes down to 2, and then it goes back up to 5. So that is a no order, and so that means that 3, 4, 5 is invalid, because that is ascending. So it looks, so let me just write down here that this is no order. And let me write down what I believe to be the correct solution of 3, 4, 1. And again, let's just do a quick run through to make sure everything's okay before we do the official Turing test. So is the square digit even? Yes. Is there a single 3? Yes. Is the first digit less than the second? Yeah, 3 is less than 4. Is the sum even? Yes. Is the sum of the first two greater than 6? Yes. And there's no order. Okay, well, I feel very confident that that's correct. Let's actually go to turingmachine.info and verify that our code 341 is correct. 341. Excellent. Congratulations. So again, the true test, in my opinion, is did we beat the machine? So I believe we did it in 6 tests in 2 rounds. So first we did A, B, D. So A, B, D. And I believe A was the only incorrect one in that turn. And then C, E, F. C, E, F for round 2. And I believe in this case, F was the only correct answer, and it was. All right, moment of truth. So how do we do? Okay, wow, awesome. We beat it by 1 question. So they actually had to extend it to obviously a 3rd round, 7 questions, but we did it in 2 rounds and 6. Well, that's a fantastic win. Okay, well that does it for today. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up so that other people will learn of our YouTube channel here. Please also give a comment if you saw a mistake I made. I'm sure it's possible. What do you like about the video so far? How can we improve? Please let me know. I'm very open to suggestions. And again, if you don't want to miss tomorrow's video, please subscribe and you'll be notified of when the next video is available. Well, have a great one. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.